Well, g'day everyone. Recently I've been sent a stack of new filters from a company called Velium. This is the box here. Well, it's part of it. There's multiple ones that I'm going to show you. But it's a different system than what I've used before in the fact that this is an 82mm filter thread that will have step-down rings so I can put it on my 67. The great part about having something like this is that you can stick the one filter on all of your lenses and then you don't have to buy different size filters for everything that you're going to be using. The other thing too is it has a couple of unique parts to this that I'll sort of explain as we go through it. I will set it up on a lens so I can show you sort of how it works. This is just called a mag rotor, and this is the main part of the kit that will go onto your lens. I'll just open this up so we can have a look what's inside this. Actually, I think one's open. So I've got a couple of sets of these ones. Now they come in this nice pouch. There's a couple of changes that I've been sent, so I'll have to show you those later. I'll update it because there are some changes. They've got this on Kickstarter at the moment, and with people sort of putting in requests, they're sort of adding a few extra things. You can see here that it does say it's the 82mm version, and it just tells you that it's the Pentra here as well. Now, if I open this up, inside it there's a little pouch that you can sort of see inside here. What you've got is you've got some instructions. Let me just have a quick look what it's showing. It's just telling you how it actually works inside the system here as well. Very professional the way these are done. The pouch is beautiful. And then you get the system which is here. Now, what this is, there's a few little step-up rings in here as well. If you look on the back of the box, it just tells you there what the contents is in each box. And for instance, this one has the 82 mag rotor, then it's got a magnetic lens cap, and there's also step-up rings. There's a 67 to 82, a 72 to 82, a 77 to 82, and the carry pouch as well. So these would be your little step-up rings that you've got here. Let me just open this up. So they're the step-up rings that you need. Now, they're clearly marked on the back. So this is the 67 to 82. This one here is the 77 to 82. And this one here is the 77 to 82. I'll be using the 67 because that's the one, most of my lenses are 67. But this does mean now I'll be able to use it now with my 135 and other image lenses which are much larger. So that's terrific. This is the magnetic lens cap that you get on it, and then that is how it sort of sits on there as well. So that's the first part of the system. Now, I've then got these two boxes, so I don't know what's in these. Does it say? No, it doesn't actually. So I'm going to have to open these to find out what's in them. So we'll do that now. We'll start with the smaller box. And then inside the box, there's other boxes that are here. So inside this, it tells you again what the contents are on the front here. So this one has the variable ND 2 to 5 stop. It's got a microfiber cloth to clean it, and also a soft pouch as well. And I'll just tell you what's in each one, and then we'll have a look at it. This one here is the variable ND 5 to 9 stops as well, and it's got the same cloth in the pouch. And this one here has got the dual circular polarizer, and it also has a cloth in the pouch as well. So this kit, if you just wanted to get this, is a perfect filmmaking kit. You've got a 2 to 5, a 2 to 9 stop variable ND, and I use these for filming all the time because it's just a great way of maintaining your shutter speed and using low apertures in bright sunlight. You've also got the circular polarizers as well, which gives you a nice look if you're trying to get rid of reflections in glass, or if you wanted to, say, make the sky bluer or make the foliage greener and things like that. So this is the ND itself. It's going to be interesting that they're beautiful. The one big advantage about doing this is that if I put this on a 67 or whatever, a wide angle lens, I'm not going to get any vignetting on the outside either because it's larger than what the lens is. Now this is a larger one. Okay, so in this set, like I said, you can buy multiple sets. So you can buy, if you just wanted the circular polarizers or whatever, you could just get those. If you wanted to just have the variable NDs, you could just get sets like that as well. Okay, so this is the Cine Streak Blue. It gives you those beautiful blue streaks. I'll show you this in the website when we have a look at it in a few minutes. There's another one here that also is, this one is the Cine Streak Gold. So this will give you gold streaks that you could have. So you can have blue and gold. And again, like I said, these can all be multi-stacked. This one here is the Black Cine Mist. Now this is the quarter strength one, and they're the ones that give you that lovely misty type look as well. This one here is the Black Cine Mist. I think this is the half. So you've got a quarter and you've got a half. I noticed that they sent me another email that there's now a pouch, a big pouch that you can get with this that will store all of these all together. So hopefully I can get one of those and then show you how that looks. So let's just look at the website and I'll take you through sort of how the whole thing works. And then I'll put it together on a lens so I can show you how it all sort of stacks up together. And I'll leave the links for this down below so you can get to it. It just gives you some information about it. You can sort of see here where the little knob comes out where you can turn that. There's also a lock that's under here as well that I'll show you when we go through this. It does say here that you can use it for videography as well as for stills as well. Yeah, with stills you get that nice smooth water if you want to do long exposures or waterfalls where it gets that nice misty look. Obviously for videography you can control your shutter speed with it, and that's one of the main things that you'll do it. It also gives you the ability to use your lower apertures, like something like a 1.4 or 2.8 or something like that without it affecting your shutter speed. So you can see here how they're all stackable. If I just pause this, bring this back just a little bit here, you'll see that in this you've actually got the Black Cine Mist, the Variable ND 2.5, the Dual Circular Polarizer, and the Cine Streak Gold. And they're all stackable, which is the great part about this system is you can really mix and match it to how you want it to go. I'll just quit that so you can see that. And then basically you would then be able to control this by spinning this around to get the effect that you want to get. Let's keep going down. Now this gives you an idea about how this will look using the filters that we just saw above. This on the side here is with no filter. This will be with the filter on. You can see how you get those lovely streaks. Now, I think personally, I'd probably like to use this more during the sort of early evening when the sun's gone down and the lights start to come on. I'm not too keen on it being used in a daylight situation like this, but in the evening, it would be beautiful to get a look. And I think there's a couple of examples of that we'll look at down below. So it does tell you that this is the Cine Streak Gold. It's the dual circular polarizer, and it's also got on it the variable 2 to 5 stop ND and the Black Cine Mist, and that's what gives you that misty type look as well. There, it's the half. So this one here, if we look at it, it's got the Grad 3-stop soft with the dual circular polarizer and the variable 5 to 9 stops. So this has been used during the daylight. You can see how bright the exposure is through here, and then when you put your filter on like that, it's giving you better depth of field and much better contrast and everything there as well. The dual circular polarizer. Now this has the variable 2 to 5 stop. So what it does, this is without the filter, this is with the filter, so you're going to be able to get a much more open exposure if you're dealing with video particularly. This might have been shot with f8 or something, and then you've been able to get it down to f1.4 or something like that. So it will let you control your exposure a lot better, or your aperture particularly. There is also a lock that you can see here too, that you can lock bits in, or polarizers. I'll show you that. So you can see here that when they put the CPL on like that, you can rotate it, and then you can also lock it in position at the back here too so that it won't move. So that's another nice feature with this as well. Also, you can then put something like the 1000 times 10 stop ND on, which you'll see here that they've done. And if you look at that, this is actually New Zealand. I've been to this exact spot. I shot from actually here, this tree. You can see here that with a normal exposure, you can see the water. On this one, you can see here that it's all been smoothed out. So, it's just beautiful. You can see the movement in the clouds as well. Now, the gold streak that you've got here, this one is more like what I would use it for sort of in the evening with a light on or something like that. This has the Cine Streak Blue with the black Cine Mist quarter strength on this one, and the Cine Streak Gold. So if you're looking at it through here, this is the normal, and this is with the filters added in. You can get these beautiful streaks. So this is the blue streak that you're looking at here. That's that Cine Streak Blue. And then you've got the gold that's coming through here. So you can manipulate these all independently, which is what's so nice about this. You know, and if you look at it before and then after, it gives you that lovely effect. Now, if you click out the Find Out More, you can then get onto Kickstarter. Now, you don't have to pay this much. This is if you're getting the full kits, but if you want to get smaller kits, you can actually choose whichever one you'd like. It just depends on how many of these filters that you'd like to add or take away. So anyway, it's saying coming soon, so you can get them now and order them at the moment. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to use my A7S III, and I've got the GM 24mm 1.4 on there. This is a 67mm filter thread, but like I said, you can use other sizes if you want to, and they come with those sizes anyway. So let me just put those down there. So what you do is I've got the 67 to 82mm converter, and all I'm going to do is you just screw that onto the front of the lens. Now, there's a couple of different ways you can do this. You can just screw it onto the holder as well. Now, this at the moment has the magnet on the front, the cover, so I'll just take that off at this stage. And then what I'm going to do is this will just screw onto the front of this. So if I bring this over and then screw that on, it's now locked in place. So now the whole system works. So you can see that this is reasonably large, but this is what gives you the ability to put it onto, say, an 82mm lens. Also, it's going to mean that if you're using a wide angle lens, you're not going to have any vignetting as well. So that's really terrific too. It does have this wheel here that you can turn things around with. Also, you've got a lock here that I'll show you how this works in a minute. So once you've got this on, this is how you spin the actual filter around. And then if you lock this over, it will lock in place as well, so then it won't be able to spin, so it locks that in. Now all you do is there's an order that these have to go in if you're going to stack them. If you're not stacking them, well, then it doesn't matter. But on the back of each of the these filters, it will actually say on there that it's Cine 1. Now that means that that is the number 1 that will be put on there, and these are the streak ones. So there, if you're going to use the streaks at all, they have to go on first. So all you would do is simply just push it in like this, and they'll lock in place. You'll hear that sort of click, and then it locks in place. Now, if you then unlock the that lock there, you can then just turn this around by using this, and this is how you get those blue filters. And I'll show you the blue one and also the gold with it, so you'll sort of see both of these working together, and it'll give you the streaks on the lights that are just above me, behind me there. So that's how that works. Now then, if you wanted to add an ND, what you've got to do though first, you have to put the circular polarizer on next, and again that will be numbered 2. It's just got a Cine 2 that's on there. It's just very small writing that you can see here. Now again, they have lugs on the side of these, so they'll only go in one way, and when you put it actually on, if you just turn it, it'll click in, and then they don't move at all. Then you get to turn this, and it will, the ND filter will work. So what do I think about the whole system? I think it's great actually. Look, it can be a little bit bigger than if you're just using the filters that are the correct size, but there's one advantage with this is you don't get any vignetting on the outside edges, so that's terrific. Now, it just tells you on this little pamphlet here that if you're using wide-angle lenses, you put it on one way, and then if you're using telephoto lens, you put it on another way. And in fact, if you use it on the telephoto side, it actually adds +3 stops. So if you really do need that extra stop of light from getting in, you can do it on the tele side. It's basically to avoid getting the X pattern. And there's a whole chart that you get inside these that tell you how to do it without getting the X pattern that shows up, which is really nice. I also like the way You can lock things down through this as well. And the magnets are very, very strong. I mean, they really won't come off. So that's also a really nice feature as well. The build quality is fantastic. And like I said, they're now adding a container that you can put them all into, which is a pouch that they can all go into as well. I really like the whole setup. I think having the flare ones in there, the cine ones that have the flare, the green and the blue, or the gold and the blue is amazing. I can't wait to use that in a wedding scenario. And you've also got the misty filters as well, which give a really nice result that I'll show you now when you put them with a light. It gives a nice type of look. It's very soft, and I do like using those in weddings. Thank you so much, Velium, for sending me this. I hope that's how you pronounce it. I'm certainly going to use it in the future. And apart from that, guys, if you have any questions, leave them down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye for now.